Hello everyone, welcome back with me. In this video, I will to present about relative clause. Uh, Before I start my presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Wayan Pamela Salyna. I'm from class A2 Denpasar. Okay, first is what is relative clause? Relative clause is one kind of dependent clause. It has a subject and verb, but cannot stand alone as a sentence. It is sometimes called an adjective clause because it functions like an adjective. It gives more information about a noun. Um, okay, next. A relative clause start with a relative pronoun. There are 5 relative pronouns. First is who. This is used when subject or object pronoun for people. For the example is I like the person who was nice to me. Next is warm. We can use this pronoun when used for people when the person is object of the verb. For the example is the man whom I met was friendly. Next is which. We can use this when subject or object pronoun for object, place, and time. For the example is I'm planning to grow roses, which I find quite beautiful. Next is was. We can use when subject or object pronoun for person of or thing. The example is the farmer, whose name was Fred, sold us 10 pounds of potatoes. And the last is that. We can use when subject or object pronoun for show ownership. For the example is I like the bike that my father gave me. Okay, next two types of relative clause. First is defining relative clause. Defining relative clause is give us essential information about a subject or an object of the main clause. In defining relative clauses, the relative pronoun used are that or which, used as non-person pronouns, while for non-pronouns in the form of person, the relative pronouns that and who are used. For the example is, the woman who visited me in the hospital was very kind. And then, the umbrella that I bought last week is already broken. Number 3 is Diana liked the clothes which hanging in the upper wardrobe. Okay. Number 2 is non-defining relative clause. Non-defining relative clause is give us extra information about a subject or an object in the main clause. If non-defining relative clause is omitted, the reader in interlocutor can still understand what is meant. In an unspecific relative clause, the relative pronoun it can be used. Non-defining relative clause are always separated by comma from the rest in the sentence. For the example is Romeo and Juliet, whose parents hate each other, were lovers. Number 2 is my camera, which I always kept well, is now broken. Okay, that's all about my presentation about relative clause. Thank you and see you in the next video.